Hello, hello, good morning. Happy Friday. I hope that you've had a wonderful week. Hello, hello, good morning. I'm going to silence that. Right, so welcome to our Friday Empower Yin class. It is so great to have you here. For today's class, I recommend at least a blanket for the base of your mat. But other than that, I said a bolster too, but I think I've changed my mind. It doesn't have to be too far away, but it can be kind of close by. And we're going to start class today in child's pose. So bringing that blanket across the base of your mat just for a little bit of extra comfort for your knees and your shins. Bring your toes together and your knees out wide. And really sink your hips down to your heels. So this is how we look in child's pose before we come down. Walking your fingertips forward, letting your chest rest down, letting your forehead rest down. And for today's class, I want you to to the mat and really allow your forehead to rest down. Now start to become aware of the breath. Aware of the breath. Noticing your inhale, noticing your exhale.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how.
Noticing the natural rhythm of breath. Noticing where the breath lands in the body.
Trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes.
And with each exhale, see if you can sink your chest a little bit closer to the mat.
There's many reasons we are.
Take an inhale.
I'm going through changes.
Exhale, release.
I'm going through changes.
Deep inhale. Fill the belly, fill the lungs, fully expand. Maybe walk your fingertips a little bit more forward. Exhale, release. Let the body sink and soften closer to the mat. Again, deep inhale, feel the body expand.
I knew it once.
And exhale, let the body sink and release.
I'm going through changes now. We want everything but what we've got.
Lengthening through the spine.
I'm going through changes now.
Finding more of a natural rhythm of breath, but still keeping the breath deeper than you would. Like at least breathe into your lungs and really feel the expansiveness of the inhale filling the lungs. And then the exhale sink down and see if you can sink your hips back just a little bit more. If this is uncomfortable for your arms, you can bend into your elbows. Starting to warm up the hips, warm up the spine, stay exactly as you are. Really breathing into your child's pose, letting the body sink and soften.
Things could be different, but I don't know how.
Noticing where you feel the pose, where you feel the extension, where you feel the release.
I don't want you to be a stranger. I just want to call you my own. My own. I don't want you to be a stranger. I want to be tied to your soul. Your soul.
Continuing to focus on the breath, inhales and exhales through the nose. Let's slowly, gently press ourselves up. Come into a tabletop position, stacking shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Let's flip our right palm face up, and really gently shift your weight forward into that wrist, then shift it back. Really gently shift forward and shift back. Flip that palm back, palm facing down. Press into the palm. Press the wrist and the palm, the bottom of the palm into the mat. Then press the fingers into the mat. Flip sides. Gently rock forward, putting some pressure on that wrist. Rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. Switch it back down. Press the bottom of the palm down. Spread the fingers wide. Now let's come into our cat-cows. Inhaling as you arch the spine, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale as you round the spine, sink the hips forward, let the head hang heavy. Inhale into your cow pose, arching the spine, dropping the belly. Exhale into your cat pose, rounding the spine, head hangs heavy. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Take 2 more on your own breath. Find your neutral tabletop position. Let's walk our hands forward and sink our chest down to the mat, coming into puppy pose. Letting your forehead rest down and letting your chest just sink little by little more and more closer to the mat. Focusing on the breath, finding your edge, and then embracing stillness. So letting your chest sink down, opening through your chest and your shoulders. Maybe sinking your hips a little more back. If you have a dog, you have definitely seen your dog do this pose before. They're wagging, they're excited. It's a little different for humans to come into this pose. I don't think we're quite as excited.
I've been asleep for way too long, chasing that paper burning down. Hey, hey. They said success would come, but 1 more 0 and I'm still numb. Hey, hey. But what did I have to show? 99 problems, no healing. This story's getting old. There's only one thing the world needs. Love is the strongest medicine.
Couple more breaths here. Letting the chest sink, letting the shoulders open. Starting to open up and release any tension in the shoulders and in the chest. Walk your hands back. Come into a seated position. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. Lengthen through the spine. Really lengthen up. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls before we come into our stillness. Maybe placing the hands behind the back, opening up through the chest. Lengthen through the spine. Take an inhale. And then exhale as you come forward. Your hands can be down on the floor. They can stay around your feet. You can let your head hang heavy, or you can reach your hands forward and let your chest sink down, really depending on your body, on your flexibility. Starting to get into the hips,
Hey, let's be honest,
this outer area of the hips.
that we're dealing, so shake off the sickness, let what is built in take you up.
Maybe your knees are more like this and your elbows are in, and as you lean forward, you're putting a little bit of pressure to help open up.
'Cause you are enough, you are everything.
Embracing the stillness and really tapping into that inner guidance, tapping into that inner space, quieting the mind and allowing yourself to be present, allowing the body to reveal wisdom and information. Embracing that stillness. Closing down the eyes. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Almost there. Noticing how the body releases and lets go as you hold the pose. And really, really challenging yourself to bring your awareness back to your breath and then back to your breath. So when your mind takes you away from your space, takes you out of your body, bring your awareness back to your breath. Realign with that inner space, realign with that breath. Roll up, bring the knees together. Take some organic movement, being really gentle as you release. Feels good for me to kind of, I'm pedaling out the legs, but I'm really pedaling out the hips. That's my purpose. Now we're going to come into a half frog. So one leg is out, one leg is forward, and then we're coming forward. So just like your leg was in the previous posture, and then your right leg is forward. And maybe you can touch your shins, maybe you can touch your toes, maybe it feels better to put your forearms down on the floor. This is such a good stretch. Closing down your eyes, turning your attention and awareness internally, feeling the stretch throughout the body. Trusting that through stillness and through stretching, we are doing so much good for all of our internal systems. stretch out our legs. So the right leg is out, the left leg is forward. Ground down into your sitting bones and then come forward. Again, coming down as far as feels like you want to feel these poses. You want to feel that sensation. You want to start, you really want to discern between sensation and pain. So for me, I feel a lot of sensation in my hip, in my thigh, not so much in my calf, but really that's where the main sensation is through here. Maybe it's different for you. Maybe you really feel this in your calf. It really depends on what muscles in your body you've worked or what muscles are feeling tense. And those are the muscles that you're going to feel in this stretch the most. So it might not feel exactly the same for you as it does for me, and that's totally okay. Each body is unique and different, and embracing that is a part of this practice. And really creating a space to discover the body.
You have arrived.
Whatever is right for your
The
body.
gates have opened. We meet again as the wise ones. Winged and walking, we have come again. Time and trial has taken us, yet we do not falter. We stand and rise, again and again, again and again. Together we rise.
Your soul has spoken. Answer the call. Love has awoken. It's here for us all. Let the light wash over. The waters fall. And when you hear the music, answer the call.
The earth, the water, the fire, and wind. Your power found from within. Remember the ways. Celebrate the days.
Your soul has spoken. Answer the call. Love has awoken. It's here for us all. Let the light wash over.
Roll up really good. Release that leg nice and slow. Again, take some organic movement. And we're going to come down onto our backs. And we're going to come into bridge pose. So coming down, bringing your heels nice and close into your glutes. They're about hip-width distance apart, which is probably closer than you think. Let your spine come down, then lift up your hips, shimmying your shoulder blades underneath your chest. Lifting your hips up a little bit higher. Now what you can do here is you can bring your hands underneath your hips and support the hips up. Or you don't have to, you can stay down. If you have a block, you're welcome to use a block here. Tucking your chin into your chest, keeping your gaze straight toward the ceiling. Really focusing on the breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Really breathing into the front side of the body, inhales and exhales through the nose. Letting yourself be here, holding the pose.
All we see, creating land above with the fire underneath. I've been looking for a deep connection, and here's what I found. Decide and share some lessons on sacred ground. Let go and open up.
Let's lower down. Squeeze your knees into your chest. You can roll the knees, bringing the knees apart, bringing the knees together. Rock yourself up and back, giving your back a nice massage. Next, we're going to come into figure 4 or a variation. So, first variation is your right knee on top of your left ankle and your foot down, letting your right foot fall out. Next is to flex both of your toes, lifting your foot off of the mat, paralleling your shin to the ceiling, and reaching for the back of that knee. Final option is to leave your leg extended straight up and still continue to pull that leg in. So, finding what feels best for your body. For me, this is what feels best. Closing down your eyes. Little by little, over time, bringing that knee just a little closer, This is really activating our right hip, outer hip, really helping to loosen up those hips. Inhales and exhales through the nose. And know that no matter where you feel sensation is absolutely okay. So if you feel the best sensation or the most sensation with your leg extended, you can do that. If you feel it like I am or down on the floor, no matter what, totally okay. Close down your eyes and really focus on your breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest.
This is how it works. How we used to be. Connected to the island. She would say, this is how it works. How we used to be.
Let's switch out our legs. Bringing the left ankle above the right knee, so either your foot can be down, it can be parallel or straight. Finding whatever creates the best stretch for you. Focusing on the breath, inhales and exhales through the nose. If you feel a lot of sensation in the hip, you can start a dialogue with that sensation and just, breathing into that space and getting curious as to where the tension, what it was created from. Sometimes it may be obvious if you spend a lot of time seated at a desk or driving, you'll have some tension in your hips because it will be energy that doesn't get moved. If you did a hard workout, if you're a cyclist, there are a lot of different exercises, activities that can build up that tension in the hips. So this is just such a great stretch. And something I love about this stretch, and if you've taken this class before, or any of my classes really, you can see that if I were to sit up and put a chair underneath me, I could do this stretch sitting at my desk. So this is a really great stretch to do throughout the day if you do spend a lot of time seated. The main difference would be, so your top foot would be on the floor, your left foot would be on top of your knee, and you'd be sitting in the chair, and then see how it feels to lean forward when you're in this, and that will really activate that stretch. So it's a really good thing to do throughout the day if you do have to spend a lot of time seated. Let's release that leg. Let's bring our knees in close. Do a couple circles with the knees. Really bringing some mobility into those hips after working them, opening them, stretching them. Bring your forehead to your knees, squeeze everything in, give yourself a hug, squeezing into a tiny, tiny ball. Take an inhale and exhale. Let everything come out. Letting your body sink into the mat. If you have a blanket handy and you want to put it on top of you, please feel free to do so. Getting nice and comfortable for the next 3 minutes. Going to play this song. I absolutely love the message, and I really invite you to repeat the words inside your mind or out loud as you listen.
I'm leaving that darkness broken, blowing smoke rings out my mind, calling out all that's wild. Pages have been turned, gonna reach into my fire, gonna let that old way burn.
Here's the repeat.
I ain't afraid of shining, I ain't afraid of love, I'm gonna stop denying, this time I won't run.
Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Feel the expansion of your inhale and the release of your exhale.
It's all in perfect time, I'm crushing all my doubt, step into warrior status, all things come back around, I'm pulling back my arrow, I'm shooting for the soul, standing strong like mountain, I'm coming home, yeah. I ain't afraid of shining, I ain't afraid of love,
Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bringing life and awareness back to your body. Press yourself up into an easy seat. Bring your hands through heart center. Close down your eyes. Lengthen your spine. I love this song because it talks to us about not running from what we want, not trying to escape what is seeking us, what is meant for us. And often it's not failure that we run from, it's success. Often it's not our darkness, it's our light. And so really standing in your power and standing empowered and being one with that presence and really embracing it. We are born, we are here to be a unique manifestation of our true essence. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing this space, for sharing this practice. The light and love in me honors, respects, encourages, appreciates, reflects the light and love in you. Namaste, Satnam, Amen. Whatever works for you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And I hope to see you on your mats again very soon.